Hello again, BookTube. I'm Jim, and this is my channel, Jim Reads Too Slow. I'm back for a recap of my reading for week 3 of New Worlds November, featuring time travel. As you know, New Worlds November was organized by the Bookish Bryants with the help from a host of the best booktubers as hosts. This inaugural event is featuring shorter fiction, novellas to short stories, and I'm having a blast reading through some of this stuff. For this week, it was time travel, and I read the Simulacra by Philip K. Dick. Kind of a glare there, but you get the idea. This was written in 1964, but I really believe that it was written for New Worlds November 2021. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's a science fiction story, number one. This edition has 214 pages. Does that count as a novella? I think for the purposes of this video, I will say yes. Yes, it does. And it has aliens, it has robots, it has time travel, and it has an apocalyptic element. So I think it ticks all the boxes. It's perfect. Now, comments about this book are mixed, to say the least, but I really enjoyed it. Excuse me. Basic Ardbeg 10, because it's getting to be that time of year. It's 37 degrees in the Great Plains, so cheers. I found this book, like I said, very interesting. It has a ton of characters. It's kind of a confusing, jumbled mess, but in the best Philip K. Dick way. And that may even be part of the point for this book. Like I said, I found it very entertaining. None of the characters are what you would really call main characters. And it has several subplots that Dick tries to weave together into a cohesive whole. I don't know how he doesn't do a very good job of it, but I just kept going, and it all worked out in the end. I should say that I got through it, and I enjoyed it. The book is set in a post-World War III world in which the United States and West Germany have merged into one country, the United States of Europe and America. And the government is a dictatorship, but the masses believe that it's a democracy because they get to vote for the president. Well, each president for the previous 50 years has been a robot, a simulacrum, a robot that looks and acts human. But most people don't know that. And so from time to time, he's switched out for another robot in one of these sham elections. Now, the First Lady, Nicole Thibodeau, has the real power. Or does she? The populace is in love with this young, beautiful woman, and none of them seem to stop and think about the fact that she has been the First Lady for the past 75 years. Yet she remains this young, beautiful woman. And when people are faced with the facts, they manage to deceive themselves into ignoring them. Society is divided into the upper class G's or G's, who are a little more in the know, and then the lower class B's, who basically are the masses, everyone else. And then society is further divided into giant apartment blocks. There's a Soviet concert pianist by the name of Richard Kongrosian. He plays the piano through telekinesis, and he's going insane. At times he believes that he has lethal body odor because of a pernicious advertising campaign. Other times he believes that he's invisible. There's a two-man jug band made up of a resident of one of these apartment blocks, the Abraham Lincoln Apartments, and his old army buddy, literally a fly-by-night spaceship salesman. Their dream is to perform at the White House on their jugs for the First Lady. Vince and Chick Strike Rock are brothers. They're also residents of the Abraham Lincoln Apartments, and they work for competing robot manufacturing firms, and they form sort of a love triangle along with Vince's recently ex-wife. There's also a music company crew that's searching the Oregon rainforest for the concert pianist, who's of course not there. But while they're there, they decide they'll record the folk songs of the resident Neanderthals in the area. That's a bit of the time travel. Now, more of that time travel element, Hermann Goering makes an appearance. He's brought forward in time as part of a kind of a fuzzy, hard to understand plan for Germany to win World War II and save the millions of people who were killed in the death camps. There's also a character named Berthold Goltz who jumps around through time, giving various characters warnings and advice, and who's leader of an organization called the Sons of Job. Now, this may or may not be a neo-Nazi group. Finally, there's Dr. Egon Superb, the last practicing psychoanalyst in the country. Now, these are some of the characters, and how well Philip K. Dick weaves together their stories is in the eye of the reader. This book is nuts, but I liked it, and I would recommend it. If you like Philip K. Dick, all of his stuff, all of his themes are in here. So, that was my one read for New Worlds November this week. I'm not a big fan of time travel, but I did like this story, so I left it at that. But for my nonfiction, or my non-science fiction entry in the novellas in November, I read The Death of Ivan Ilyich by Leo Tolstoy, which totally blew me away. I had never read it before, should have, but I finally did. Now, Ivan is a guy, or Ivan, sorry, is a guy who, he's just cruising through life, thinking he's doing all the right things. He's climbing the ladder. And then he comes down with a fatal illness. And on his deathbed, he starts to rethink his life. It's a surprisingly powerful story. A lot is packed into just a few pages. And like I said, it blew me away, so much so that I wanted to read another Russian story, so I followed that up with The Cloak, or The Overcoat, by Nikolai Gogol. I love both of these stories. They totally deserve their reputation, and I would say if you haven't read them yet, find the time. Please do read them. They're great. So that was my New Worlds November week 3. New Worlds November week 4 features apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic stories. There are tons of those that I would love to read. Let's see how many I can get through. I'm going to start now. So until next time, BookTube,